What's up, y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Let's say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
Pull out the card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right.
Now I can go back to minding my own business. Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
And happy Cinco de Mayo. Tell them hold the Mayo. But it's May, right? Oh. Well, happy Hispanic Heritage Day. I don't really remember my history, but it's okay. But listen, y'all, everybody's here and we are live from New York with a live audience. But I'm gonna bring everybody on. Hey, everybody, y'all doing all right?
Hey.
Good Monday. Good Monday.
Have y'all had some tequila in honor of Cinco de Mayo? Y'all
No,
ain't
ma'am.
drink no tequila?
No, ma'am.
Me neither.
No.
Until they start drinking Hennessy on Juneteenth, I'm good on Cinco de Mayo.
Like I hate your Wi-Fi acting up, but I'm glad you having me and Ken problems, so y'all know what it feel like. I feel like y'all.
Right, exactly.
Hey, Carl, good to see you. Good to see you, and everybody.
What up, CC?
Crawling on in here, y'all. We finna have fun today. Lee is with his mama and his family in New York, and so we appreciate him doing his thing. So if he in and out, y'all just hold on to yours. Y'all may get just a few less cuss words that y'all would normally get, but it's okay. We're gonna be all right. So
you can't cuss today, huh?
No, he can't.
I'm cussing for sure.
No, he's grown, so now, I know. Lee, she said, "Give Mama a hug for her, please." Yeah, Kurt.
I will do
for sure. All right, y'all. Listen, we ain't gonna play around. It is a lot to cover because these fools is out here fooling. So listen, if we say something y'all like, please, by all means, find that Cash App down there and that scrolling and help us out if you like. If not, so be it. We're gonna keep it moving. But listen, I want to start with keeping up with the politics. I want to say this about y'all president. Now, listen. I don't know what's wrong with him, but it's a lot. You want me to switch you over, Lee?
Yeah.
Okay, let me switch him over. Hold on, y'all. All right, there we go. All right, he in there. All right, so listen, y'all president yes, sir. Y'all president had a interview with NBC, and she asked him, "So whose economy is this?" And y'all know what that fool said? He said, "Well, if it's the bad parts is Biden's, and the good parts is mine." And she said, "You sure you can do that like that?" I mean, I don't know how stupid you got to be to just make everybody think that we the dummies because you saying something stupid. I don't understand. Or is his supporters still going to support him when they find out that the stuff that they normally buy at Walmart and Dollar General ain't going to be there in the next 3 weeks? What y'all think about that, sister?
I think that's the least stupid thing that you could have found on him because he also offered immigrants $1,000 to leave on their own.
Bruh.
And then the fool was just loud, wrong, and strong about a dude having a tattoo of MS whatever.
13, yeah.
I mean, so that's the least stupid thing. He said, you actually kind of kind to him.
I'm trying. Listen, because I can't get it. Because listen, we take that rabbit hole, man. This dude here, he's trolling us though. Y'all know how he is. But you're right, Kenny. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's barely been a little bit over 100 days, man, and I mean, he's not surprising us, but he is not afraid to say stupid things.
Stupid is and stupid does. That's all I got to say about that.
That's it.
I'm gonna continue to walk my fish and fly my dog. This ain't my fight. This ain't our fight, black folks. Let that stupid man keep doing stupid stuff. That's all I'm gonna say.
Lee, they had a town hall last week, and they said, well, what do y'all think about due process? Well, they said that's why he a felon now, because he got due process. But he won't give the people the same process that he took. So again, I mean, you got anything for us on that one, bro? Yeah, that internet gonna be nice and slow today.
They get connected, but again, this is all trolling for sure. And the goal is to penalize and punish us, but they're getting caught up in the same loophole. So as I say, we're gonna sit this one out.
Yeah. And so and again, here's a little more to add to the foolishness. Now, y'all remember Ashley Babbitt? Do y'all? Y'all may not know her name, but she's the only girl who got killed when they were riding in January 6th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, they done settled with her.
Yeah, I saw that. With her. I saw that.
I don't even understand. How do you go and commit a crime, but you get a settlement? Because they do that
because they do it in America. They do it every day because of the color of her skin. and you remember what Brother Black says? What is America's most
prized
possession? Yeah. Well, the white woman.
We got more.
That's facts. Yeah, that's just facts.
We got more to talk about them. So I'm just telling y'all, man, for the right price, man, y'all can get a settlement, but y'all got to make sure y'all handle y'all business with old Trump. But y'all be careful, because he will stab you in the back. Because we say because they're not. That's right. Don't worry, I got a couple more things about these prized possessions that's gonna trip y'all out too about this. But that's all I got for politics, because again, if I keep on, man, we're gonna find ourselves in a depressed state. So
not me.
Yes, sir. You are flying your catfish. Yes, I got you. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, listen, y'all. I just want to follow up, because last week we talked about the draft and the Falcons, and I said that nothing wasn't gonna happen to them. Well, listen, I don't mind eating a little crow on this one. They find them. The football team 250,
right? And
then the daddy 100, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he did it to multiple people, apparently.
Or was it the son? No. Multiple picks got pranked, but that particular one, the son only did it to Shador.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. Okay. Well. So again, I think justice was served in this moment, right? Or no? What y'all think?
I would say I think that some new information came down. The NFL actually dropped the ball on this. They sent out mass emails with numbers of the prospective draftees that were going to be that they wanted, and the email that they sent out to the teams actually did not have like confidential or anything on it, and they weren't supposed to send it to everybody part of the organization. So that email got sent to the defensive coordinator of the Falcons, which he probably wasn't supposed to have that email.
Okay.
So the NFL somewhat kind of dropped the ball on that.
Listen, it don't matter with them. You can't find yourself. So I guess y'all get what y'all get. I mean, sister, you think that was a fair, just
I think it's fair. I get scammed every other day by somebody from India telling me what I done won or what I need to do so that I don't get told taxes or whatever, and ain't nobody gave me a damn dollar. So I think 350 sound pretty good to me.
Mm-hmm. It's going right back in their own pocket, so it don't even really matter at that point. But I mean, Black, again, we don't race bait, but again, I wrong is wrong, and right is right, and did they tax them like they're supposed to?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I missed that first input, so I'm still getting
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I
Well,
apologize.
no, there it is again.
No, you ain't got to apologize, brother. This is this is
Yeah,
live. This is live. So it
live
is
from
what
New
it
York.
is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It just ain't Saturday night, but it's okay. But yeah, so all I'll say is that again, we're not about the white and black thing. We're about right and wrong. And again, if you do wrong, fine, whether you're white or black. And so that's all we're asking. Y'all just keep it, keep the board, the playing field even. If you're gonna tax them, tax them. If you're not. What you got, Kenny?
Let me add just so we can get away, just to give you an update on this. Shadur Sanders and Isaiah Bond weren't the only NFL players that were pranked. It ended up being like 8 of them pranked. So just to let you know, it wasn't just Shadur and it wasn't just Isaiah Bond. It was like 8 total that ended up getting prank calls. So the NFL got a problem. They got to fix this communication problem.
So you think they're gonna find the other kids or what?
They didn't find one of them. The dude that pranked Isaiah Bond is an Alabama fan, so we know who he is. But far as what are they going? I mean, technically, the NFL can't do nothing to him.
Oh yes, that's right.
Can you not press like fraud charges?
See, that's what I mean. It's a prank call. I don't know where that falls into. I mean, yeah.
I mean, and since we're here talking about that, the NBA suspended Tyrese Halliburton's daddy, right?
Yeah.
From what he did to Giannis.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What you think about that, Ken? You think that's legit?
I thought it was a little harsh, but I will say his daddy was wrong. He shouldn't have had his ass. He shouldn't have had his ass on that court. At all. I thought it was a little harsh with the Pacers to basically ban him for the rest of the playoffs and for the foreseeable future to attend games, home or road.
Yeah.
But again, he was in the wrong. He shouldn't have had his ass on that court.
Yeah, that's true. But again, like I said, it don't matter if you're black or white. Right is right, and wrong is wrong. And so again, we just wanted to keep it consistent. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna tax them. If you ain't, you ain't. But don't pick and choose when you want to do that junk. That's what I'm talking about right there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, all right. Well, that's a little follow up for us for the week. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. What good is this going to do? So apparently there was a young woman whose husband, I don't recall if they've been married for however long or how the relationship is, but she apparently caught him cheating on her. And when she caught him cheating on her, she decided that his punishment was going to be walk around in public with a sign on that says, "I've been having an affair for 2 years." You know what I'm saying? A billboard on his body, he's walking around with it with her there. And again, because I just want to get a woman's perspective. What she think she gonna get out of embarrassing him like that?
I don't know. That sounds stupid to me, because if somebody cheating on me, I don't want nobody to know. I damn sure ain't gonna make him walk around town and tell everybody my business. So that don't even make sense. And now you done humiliated him, and you still don't like him. Because people don't just get over cheating like that unless I knew that I was leaving him, and while he walking up and down the street, I'm having the house empty with a U-Haul out front. I would never do that because I don't want people in my business.
Right. That's
my whole thing is humiliation. If you humiliate me, I don't want you.
Right. I mean, Kenny, at the end of the day, now he was Caucasian and so is she. I know I ain't putting no sign on me. Listen, if you're just mad, you're mad and you can leave. But we're not doing that. I don't even know, because again, for me, what do you think the relationship gonna look like after that then?
Right. I wouldn't. Hell no, I wouldn't do it. And if she said that's the requirement for us to be together, I'm chunking her the deuces. I said, you might as well go ahead and get that attorney, because I'm not getting ready to parade out here with a sign on said I cheated. What kind of man is that? Man, nah, I ain't doing that. And it definitely ain't the relationship definitely ain't gonna be the same after that. Yeah. It won't gonna be the same after she found out you cheated. But damn, to do that, nah, as a man, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, Black, we can just roll through the Rolodex, of your Black book. But what type of woman? What satisfaction is she wanting to get from this?
It's our new reality. This is part of our new reality where nothing is real unless it's vetted through social media. And then this is all, to me, a part of the emasculization of men. So this is all a big part of what we see. I don't understand the dating world out there anymore. I don't understand the role reversals, but women have accepted effeminate men and they emasculate them in public. And again, nothing is valid until it's vetted through social media. That's why we have to see what somebody eats and when they go on vacation and where they go and everything they do. And they post the most ridiculous things. We've lost the art of having privacy now. And so again, this relationship is doomed. It has no chance whatsoever, but it's part of our new reality.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not reconciliation, that's revenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so again, what was the point, ma'am? Again, if you don't want him, well then send him on. But again, at the same time, if you're gonna keep him, I promise you, he gonna side eye you again because he's gonna remember what you tried to do to him. Because again, what satisfied you was to hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
And again, don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning what the man did because he did what he did. Again, as Devin said, she a cheater backer. I mean,
right.
You know what I'm saying? That alone bothers me. Because,
right. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Like, and I'm only saying this just for the conversation. Like, one of the things I don't want to cheat on my wife in the first place, but I sure wouldn't want to be cheated back on.
Yeah, for
Right.
real.
Because then y'all gonna find me in a Tubi movie. Because then I'm gonna shut up everybody.
Well, if I'm your wife, you better start auditioning as soon as I find out. Because as soon as I find something, anyway, I'm gonna need all three of y'all to stick to that sentiment that is stupid and you will never do it. Because let me tell you what she really did. She sent out a bad signal to the hoes of the nation. It's gonna be there's a group of women who are gonna feel bad because how dare you humiliate this man like this?
They want to console.
Come here, sir. Let me comfort you. I can't believe this woman treated you this way. And then you got just the straight up hoes who know that you're cheating. You might have $2 or something like that, and it ain't no strings attached. So them hoes coming out of the woodwork. So I'm gonna need y'all to stick to that because the hoes will be coming after that.
For sure.
That's right.
Yeah,
you right. Yeah,
for sure. And some of them come with some of them STDs too, so y'all better be careful. I'm just saying, man. So anyway, that's what's going on in the world of revenge. But there's more to come. Listen, we ain't going nowhere but downhill from after this. So I'm gonna let Kenny get this out, and then we're on our way.
Yeah, because that was a perfect segue to this madness I'm about to present to the family.
Correct.
We doing a follow up on Steve Smith Sr., former Raven, former Panther, wide receiver, the current NFL television analyst. Well, Mr. Antonio Martinez. What a way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, Mr. Martinez.
Right.
Because he decided to file a $100,000 civil lawsuit against Mr. Smith for running post routes and stopping goals up and down his wife.
Look at Kenny.
A couple of months ago. So this is where we are. But this is the interesting thing about this. It was filed in the state in North Carolina. North Carolina has a law called the Alienation of Affection Law, aka the Homewrecker Law. And in that law, it allows a spouse to sue a third party for interfering with and destroying a marriage's love and affection.
Oh, wow.
In the state of North Carolina. And it's not the only state in the union that actually has this law.
Really?
So, again, it's a $100,000 civil lawsuit. You guys know the story. Just to make it, give you, the backstory. Mr. Antonio Martinez, he basically put him on blast on social media. He found text messages between Steve Smith and his wife. They had been sexing each other. They ended up hooking up. He called Steve Smith and called him up, check him on messing with his wife and all this and that. and that was put on social media. So now here we are. So I gotta ask Brother Black, what you think about this law, and what you think about this whole situation now that the civil lawsuit has been filed?
Well, the law is antiquated, because it wasn't meant to for our time. But here we are in 2025. And for people who are litigious, to still keep a law on the books that allows to put fidelity, on the scene. But I tell you what, if I'm Steve Smith, I give that mother sucker every penny's worth. Because not only would I be happy to pay it, I give you as much detail as you want. I'll tell him, and I get in front of a camera, I'll tell him, you know what, I was wrong. I stuffed myself so clear down the back of her throat, she didn't drip a drop. I pissed all down her back and wiped my dick off on her hair. And then I took great delight in the fact that you came right behind me and sucked my juices too. So you can have every penny of this 100K. You will get your money's worth from me.
Mama Lee, this one for you, Mama Lee.
This is a test.
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute.
That's
Wait a
mama.
minute. Ooh-wee. I'm a little offended. I'm a little offended. And I'm not even in the same house. Okay. Didn't surprise me, Brother Black's response. I get it. Okay. Lady D, I gotta ask you this. To prove the home record law,
Yes, sir.
Martinez must prove genuine love and affection existed between he and his wife. Your thoughts on that?
How do you prove that?
I'm still mad about the fact that this only benefit men, because when y'all cheat down. Y'all be dating Oprah and then y'all screw the lady making $5.25 at the Dollar Tree. So I don't know how much you gonna get as far as suing her broke ass. But men, but you know what I'm saying? And women, we tend to cheat up. So y'all are the ones that's gonna get paid anything. We're gonna be over here mad with our feelings hurt, waiting on that $10 to come in every month. Like, that's how I feel about it. And according to all the texts and stuff that they send, he ain't gonna have no problem proving, alienation of affection. But as far as the homebreaker law, you little hoes that are homebreakers are getting taken care of by the dude, so that shit shut the hell up.
Okay. That is true.
What? I didn't know that.
What was his Fantasia. She did. I'm glad she brought that up, because I remember hearing about this law when Fantasia she was in a relationship with a married man. And
I remember
ended
that.
up getting
But
pregnant.
I know she got sued.
Yeah, she got sued by the wife of that guy, and this happened in North Carolina as well. So there you have it, Brother Brenton. If you were Mr. Martinez, would you even pursue a civil lawsuit at this point?
No.
Okay, and why? Why not?
Because I would be auditioning for Tubi.
You and that damn Tubi.
Listen, I've seen some crazy plots on Tubi, and I'm just telling you, mine would be called The Audacity. That would be the name of my movie. Because again, that's just what it's gonna be. I made the mistake not telling the truth last time when we were talking about that coach choking that kid.
Yeah.
So no, y'all know I ain't gonna play that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You better sue.
Sue what?
Let my husband cheat on me with a lady with some money. I'm sleeping on the steps of the courthouse waiting on that shit to open the next day to sue somebody, and I don't want him no more either. Shoot, I'm gonna be there first thing that morning filing.
Okay, well, you make good sense there. I get you.
Well, especially in the state of North Carolina. Now, here's the other states, by the way, that has this law on the books. It's Hawaii, Illinois, Mississippi. I don't know who would want to cheat with somebody in Mississippi, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
Thank you.
New Mexico, obviously North Carolina, Utah. Who would want to do it in Utah because they marry each other cousins.
Polygamy anyway.
Right.
That's polygamy anyway. So who cares in Utah and South Dakota? So those are all the states that have this home record law on the books. Like Brother Black says, it's antiquated. And I just think, man, the cost of boinking or running routes on the opposite sex, you just got to do it in the right state. Make sure you ain't in none of them states. And if you marry, you do fine. If you want to keep on cheating, don't cheat in them states. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna talk about cheating next week. That may be Ask AI. We're gonna have to ask AI about cheating.
I think that would be a good one. I think that would be a good one.
Yep.
Let's ask AI next week about cheating.
I think AI, dude. Don't be asking him shit.
And then he'll vindicate you all the questions will vindicate you. See, then you be like, he all right then. See,
right.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that for sure. Steve Smith, he's a Panther and maybe possibly a Cougar. Who knows?
And he still got his job too. So
no, yeah. Listen,
there you have it.
Football is misogynistic anyway, so that don't mean nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's par for the course. All right, listen, y'all. I guess we're gonna just keep the same train moving with these precious women. There's a young lady. What's her name? Shelly Hendricks. I don't know the woman's name, but apparently she got caught on video.
Shiloh
Hendricks. Yeah, she got caught on video calling a little toddler a nigga. And somebody caught her on camera doing this, and she didn't have any remorse. And she started a GoFundMe because now she wants people to help her protect her family. And if I tell y'all, this girl has raised over $500,000.
Yep.
This country, I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all are breeding distrust for people. Like, this just doesn't make any sense to me, y'all. Now, again, don't get me wrong. Using that word today, same as what it was back 40 years ago, 50 years ago, right? Because it doesn't carry the same teeth. Like I told y'all, racism doesn't go away, but it lost its teeth when the justice system began to prosecute people because of those type of crimes now. So again, you can call me whatever you want to call me. Now, I would just caution you about my response, but it's not going to make me feel, you don't make me feel less of a person because you say that. You just show me how stupid you are. Right. So again, but my thing is, Jago and raise almost $600,000 currently. If not, they probably done got to it now since I done looked at it. But sister, $600,000 on a GoFundMe because she doesn't show remorse for calling a kid the N-word.
I don't think that's a big deal. Wasn't the dude that killed Trayvon Martin, did he raise a lot more than that?
George Zimmerman. Yep. George Zimmerman. Yep.
I mean, that's just kind of what it is, But the thing about it, I was thinking to myself, a lot of times on GoFundMe's, you could look at the donators and see who it is, but I have a feeling the majority of the people who donated, it was probably anonymous. But I'm not surprised. That's not that big a deal to me. And I wouldn't even care if she won a lot of money. I just wish somebody would have whooped her ass. Because although it don't have the same teeth, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even hearing it sometimes, depending on when you see it on social media, it don't, like you said, it don't have the same effect that it had back in the day. But I just feel like every now and then, some people just need their ass whooped. I mean, and she just kind of one of them, just for the audacity, if nothing else alone. I wouldn't care about the money that she raised. Right.
I mean, Kenny, we use the N-word. I mean, it's not no secret. The music, and you can call me a hypocrite because, you can't say that to me, whether we cool or not, and you white. I'm sorry. Right. It's just how it's gonna be for me. But at the same time, I mean, how do we view this? Again, I'm not up in arms. I'm not mad that she got the money. It's just like, why are y'all supporting her? What are y'all protecting her from? I don't get it. What are we doing?
No, I mean, it shows you the America that we live in, and this it's been exposed. Unfortunately, the convicted felon, when he was elected in 2016, emboldened a lot of the people that look like him to show who they are. So when you see this, again, I'm like Lady D, really doesn't bother me, but it educates me, because just like Lady D says, I can run down that list and see who donated. Most of them probably are going to be anonymous, but I guarantee you, 95% of them doesn't look like any of us. We already know that. That's donated. Yeah. The thing is, I think we as people, because I was reading the comments, someone made you know what they do? They always like to move the goalposts. I'm talking about those mayonnaise people. And they said, well, they raised all that money for that murderer, Carmelo Anthony, talking about the young man in Frisco. So yeah, we did. And so what? We did. So I think we as black folks, we got to take care of our own and support our own just like they do theirs, in my opinion. So this is what this is showing me.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at it.
No, I ain't either.
But again, here's the difference between what you're talking about with Carmelo and this young lady. She's not finna go to jail. It's freedom of speech. She can say whatever she want to say. Again, yeah, you could say the hate crime or whatever, but she didn't do it. She's not finna. I don't know what y'all raising money for her for. I don't get it. But I mean, black, are we hypocritical?
Not necessarily. And you guys have covered all of the points that's valid for me. Let me start by saying I'm an advocate of free speech. So let me start there. And in undergrad, one of my professors told me, he says, you can do anything you want to do. You always have that choice, but be prepared because every decision has consequences. And so, like Lady D says, my thing is, I come from a different place. This newer, softer, gentler generation, they whip out their phones and record these things. I smack a bitch in her mouth. I don't mind choking a bitch. I choke a little kid if they get in the wrong lane. My thing is, you can say that, and Brother Kenny and Lady D made good points about this. I'm not offended in the least about her raising the money, or even I defend her right to even say that. But be prepared for the consequences. And this action is more indicative of what America is. I'm personally happy, folks, that the Band-Aid is off, and I get tired when we keep trying to apply a Band-Aid to an open canker sore. Part of this show's a theme is coming. I talk about two Americas. Trump has exposed the underbelly of what America really is, because we live in this Pandora world where we say that we're all equal and we love each other, and we think because we elected an African-American president, there's some kind of way that balanced out 400 years of oppression. When in reality, I said about this election when he won, this was going to be an indictment on us as people. It's an indictment on what women really believe. It certainly is polarized between the races. It even is polarized between men and women, because I've always said this, I'm going to say it out loud. Our white counterparts, they will tell you verbally that they're supportive of free speech, free treatment, but when they get behind those curtains, they pull for their own. This raising of the money, anonymous or not, this is about standing up and wanting to be identified with, wanting to call us that name. The problem for me is that they get to live in anonymity. I say expose them for who they are. Stand on it 10 toes down if you want to call me a nigger. I'm fine with that, because I can punch in your effing face and keep going about my business. And I'm okay with that. I'm actually advocating for Jim Crow 2.0.5. It's okay if we go back. How about you do your shit, we do our shit? How about we pull our shit off of your platforms and see what you left with? I'm personally sick and tired. I did a segment last week called Fubu. Not everything is meant to be shared. And I'm tired of the toxic positivity that we all need to play in the same sandbox. Take your lily white shit and you go play over there and we'll go play over here. And I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
At the end of the day, man, for me, again, why be ashamed of it if you support it?
Thank you.
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of what I support. So again, why would y'all be ashamed? Because again, y'all want to pretend that y'all are something that y'all really not. And that's the problem. And again, it's been said before on this platform that we will appreciate somebody who's honest and a racist before we will appreciate somebody who pretends not to be one, and you clearly are. So again, we have more respect for you. Unfortunately, you don't want to get up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror because you won't like what you see. And that's the problem.
The fact is, though, if we would stop caring, they would stop doing it. If no one ever reacted or no one ever cared what they did, a lot of them would probably want their money back because it didn't do what they wanted it to do.
But sometimes we be wanting that smoke, though. I'll just be honest.
So Lady D, I agree with you 1,000%. We definitely need to take the power away from the word. And that's why I'm saying, for me, I'm not pulling out my phone. You can call me a fat nigga, but when I knock your freaking head off and call you some things, I just want you to be able to receive that same energy, because I'm slapping the shit out you for your intent.
Now,
the word don't hurt me at all.
That's different. But I think like a lot of heat came off of Black people when like all this stuff was going on and all the Black people were like, we sitting this out, or we gonna learn a new line dance and all that. And so now there's so much heat on like Latins and Hispanics because they like, well, they don't even give a damn. They're over there with fans and shit doing their own thing. So I mean, it's just it loses its power when you don't give a damn. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't disagree, but leave them damn Latin people to their own devices as well. Y'all can stomp your damn roaches and eat your enchiladas too. You're on your own too. Your shithole country shipping all their asses back to Puerto Rico.
Okay. And happy Cinco de Mayo, I guess. Well, y'all just never forget. We always have. Just always know. We keep a white chair in the back of the trunk, so just be careful when you're coming for us now, because you know what I'm saying. We got some things to show you. I ain't throwing no fans. I'm throwing white chairs. You know? All right, y'all. Like I said, the train is moving and it's going downhill, and unfortunately, Devin got in somebody's business, and I
wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to. I was truly minding my own business, and then next thing you know. Mr. Shannon, my Michelle, my girl, Sharp, got his ass back in the in social media again with a white woman that is his ex that looked like she had a hard life. I mean, that lady looked like she had a hard life. She did an interview with U.S. Sun, and she said that she previously dated him, and she's coming forward with a new claim that they had a volatile relationship that ended in 2010. And she says that he assaulted her after she said no, and then later threatened when she filed a restraining order. The claims were first made over a decade ago, but re-emerged in 2023 in a defamation suit that she filed in New York. She described their final explosive fight as the worst they ever had, claiming he was pressuring her into leaving her then ex-boyfriend, and he was even being unfaithful himself. Of course, he denies all of these claims. And what I wanted to ask you, Brenton, is just straight out, do you believe it? Do you believe her?
Okay, so yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because there is a such thing, and we've talked about it, as post-nut clarity. And it's clear that he was definitely in pre-trial. Good Lord, man. And again, I'm not here to you know, I don't know the term y'all use when we talk about women and how they look, but I'm not saying anything
like shame or age.
Oh yeah.
Shame.
Okay. So yeah, it's just a shame. It don't matter what type of shame. It's just a shame, because I mean, listen. There are dudes out there, and that it really does speak to the type of person I do think Shannon is, and he don't care. It's just some dudes, like I'm sure him and Lee are probably underneath the same fraternity. I'm sure he know what a musty no good is for sure. Because listen, he definitely look musty, and she definitely talking about that no good. So again, you know, I know, yeah, I believe her. And again, unfortunately, like we said, she's here to get that change, and I don't blame her, because like I said earlier, it ain't no fun when you're giving that thing up for free. So go get that back pay, sweetheart.
Black, because I wanted to end on a good note with Ken. Do you think it's
Wow.
do you think because you ain't gonna act right, and you know you're right. Do you think it's fair for her to come out again to try to get a piece of the pie because of the abuse and the things that she claims that truly happened to her?
What up, Craig?
It's fair, you know. Now, I personally don't believe her, but once you turn the faucet on, it's on. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. He made, to me, the tragic mistake that P. Diddy did, and you see so many others do. And I wish he had taken a page out of Mr. Orange Man himself. Whether you respect Donald Trump or not, here's one thing I do respect about him. Even when he lose, he don't lose. He has a mindset that you're going to get that money out of my cold, dead hands because I'm going to keep you tied up for so long until it's going to be worthless to you. The moment it came out that he was willing to offer $10 million of all things, and I ain't never had no pussy worth forget $10 million. I ain't going to rain up $200 on a hoe in the club, you know, let alone $1 million. But, you know, Wonder Woman herself couldn't get $10 million. That pussy wouldn't be that good.
He was paying for cooch, or he was paying for his reputation.
Whatever you want to call it, he made a tragic mistake, and he don't have real ones, day ones around him. I think the lady is lying. I despise the Me Too movement and what it stands for. But once the faucet is on, then he is fair game because you are now a mark. And I knew with every fiber of my being that the next one's going to come out the closet. But is it fair? Yeah, you know, she can do it. He made a tragic mistake, but it's not too late, Shannon. You need to choke these bitches with a purpose. And you need to, once again, put a camera in front. If they're going to get some money out of you, because this is civil, give them their money's worth. I would put a camera right out and say, not only did I choke this bitch, I dog walked her. I like to get my big toes licked, and her mama licked them too. And every now and then I stuck myself in her father's head. I would make her whole family ashamed to come out of the house. But when you become a victim, the faucet opens and you're fair game. But I don't believe her for one bit. I despise the fact that you can retroactively just now remember that you was mistreated bad. You know how many bitches love to be cheated? And then since you want to talk about ugly, I slept with some of the ugliest bitches around. When them lights go out, it's just a head and a tail.
All righty. So, Ken, this is why I'm ending with you, sir. Does it matter? Unlike a lot of women who are coming out, not just in his case, but P. Diddy, Jay-Z, you know, a lot of that. Does it matter that she made her claims 10 years ago and she actually filed a restraining order against him and seemingly has some proof that he was actually volatile?
Interesting.
Does that matter?
Flip it on a.
I actually think that it does. It gives her a little bit of validity. It does, but I don't believe the trick either. I'll be honest with you. When I listened to her interview, she couldn't keep her story straight. It sounded like she was making up the story as she went. And I think if you was really scared of Mr. Sharp, this would have been known years ago. So no, she wasn't scared of Mr. Sharp. What she is now, she's seeing a gravy train. She said, "Oh, this little young OnlyFans chick getting ready to try to get some of that bread. Well, let me try to get some of this bread and show how I've been emotionally distressed." She probably even told people she can't hold a relationship. I guarantee you, she said that I can't even be in a relationship anymore. I guarantee you that's part of her story too. So no, I don't believe her. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I actually believe her, and it's strictly because of the restraining order and the things that happened a decade ago, because other women this didn't happen with. They're still talking to the dude. They're still going to visit him up until they asked for the money. And I feel like she only came out it's because she's heard about the potentially $50 million settlement. And she was like, I had to deal with his no good ass all them years, and I didn't get nothing out of it. I don't care if I'm in a nursing home in a wheelchair with a walker. You let one of my no good ass exes hit a lick and women start coming out the woodwork talking about they getting some money out of it. I'm gonna put that diaper on and be right on the news trying to get my little money too. And they'll be talking about my ass too. So I understand why she's doing it. But what I also think is that Shannon Sharpe is guilty. And I'm gonna say this, and y'all may not agree with me. I think it's much easier to err on the side of he didn't do it because of the women that he's choosing. And I'm wondering if he chose women that look like him. And looking at Kamala Harris, meaning, or I won't even say her, I'll say Michelle Obama, women who have something to lose and it's not their character, then if it will be like more believable. Now the little girl, I don't really believe her. I think she set him up and his dumb ass fell for it, but that's what he get for being 16-year-olds thinking a 19-year-old wanted his old ugly ass looking like. Anyway, that's what he get. But this hoe, I feel like at some time in her life, I don't know, hoe, she may have looked decent, but she done been through some shit. She done went tanning too much. She's smoking cigarettes. I don't know what this hoe doing, but she done had a hard life. I think part of her story is true, but she just won't end on it because she just feel like, why should everybody else get rich when he treated my ass bad too? But anyway, I'll go back to mind my business now.
Respect.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, Carol said, didn't she rescind the order? Which one? The older lady?
Yeah, I think she did rescind that protective order from what I read. Yeah,
I know, but because I'm a woman who's been with crazy in my past, we don't get restraining orders for nothing.
I got you.
You get a restraining order. There's some kind of fear, but I've also gotten a restraining order on somebody, and the police force, who's predominantly male, gave me a long talk about I can ruin this man's life by doing this.
I believe that.
So, and that's also something that women that are abused go through. Is they
I believe that,
them and then they circle the block again. So that's why I lean that some of what she's saying has merit, because for one, it's not easy to get a restraining order because it took a lot for me to even prove I needed one.
That's right.
And you also put yourself at risk by getting a restraining order because true abusers become angry when you get restraining orders against them, and you're actually at higher risk of being harmed.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I went there, to where I do believe there is some validity to what she's saying.
Yeah. And it's interesting the way we have to approach just how we see things, because again, we discredit her because of how she looks now. Again, even when you talk about the E. Jean Carroll lady that said Donald Trump did what she did, and again, he was downplaying her looks until they hit him with their video. Said, "Who is this woman?" "Oh, that's my wife." "No, that's E. Jean Carroll, fool." It's like, ta-da, you got caught slipping. So again, I've been a man all my life, and I've seen men. I ain't gonna tell my business, but again, I'm gonna just say it like this: I know dogs who play with fleas, and so again, I've seen guys that, again, we were in the same circle, and it's like, bro, you know that's not nobody was hitting that. What did you go hit that for? And so there's dudes out there to do that. They're hitting the ones.
Oh yeah.
I gotta speak up for the ugly haggis bitches here now, because there's something to be said for an ugly woman. They give you better pussy. I gotta say, them pretty bitches who want to lay there and don't want to move. Some of the best pussies I've ever had has been ugly bitches. And, you know, they've been beat up in the face with a bag of nickels, but you turn them around. But they're going to give you good quality pussy without a whole lot of huff and muff.
All right. That's Lee's digging in somebody else's business behind. Let
me say this to Lady D, too. I'm going to say this. Even though I don't believe her, I also didn't say that I didn't believe Shannon Sharpe was not guilty either.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Valid.
Okay.
Valid.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Well, there it is, y'all. We'll keep the conversation going. If there's a follow-up needed, we will. Tori said, Devin, I agree. It's very hard to get a restraining order. Police do try to talk you out of it, especially if it's a cop you are trying to get protection from. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that fraternity. We already know that old police fraternity.
Yeah. This.
And Carol also says she experienced the same. It's really hard to get a protection order, y'all. Like really, really hard.
Okay. Oh, she did. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kurt. You did say. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So again, I'm not making light of the situation at all. But again, this world that we live in is just it's so complicated, man. It's just and again the situations. Again, you hit this with a justice system that's raggedy. Hey, Demi, good to see you, man.
Hey, what's happening, Demi?
What's up, Demi?
Hope you're doing well. All right, y'all. Well, listen, our Black Lives series is going to call for a scenario. And I worked really hard on this scenario because I thought it was very interesting. So it has a lot of parts on it. So that's why I kind of cut out some of my other segments because I want to talk through this if I could. So there's going to be a situation that I want to bring to you guys' attention. There is a 40-year relationship that you're in. Okay. But in this 40-year span, 10 of those years are going to be bad. So out of 40 years, you're going to have 30 good years, and you're going to have 10 bad years. Here's my question. How would you want to allocate those bad years?
Ooh, I love that question.
Yeah. How would you allocate a 40-year relationship? Now, again, any relationship is not going to always be good. It's not going to always be bad. And I didn't want to get in the weeds of telling us what the bad, 10 years was about. It just was bad, right? So again, but how would you choose to allocate a 40-year relationship that's going to have 10 years of bad in it?
I'll go first.
Yes, sir.
If I could do it, if I could have a do-over, one of my regrets is that I did not have the maturity to weather the storm. I was too young when I got married, and I just didn't have the tools. So if I was gonna, if there was a way to knowingly allocate what the bad years was going to be in a 40 year, I'd rather have them in the very beginning. In the very beginning for me is when you go through the normal stages of dealing with financial issues. You're still growing and getting to know each other, getting through the bloom of youth, dealing with family and those things. But if I could, I wish I could weather those 10 years and bask in the other 30 as we're growing together as partners. Because when those first 2 years, in my opinion, from my experience, they're about physicality, materialism, and things like that. Whereas as the marriage wears on, and I'm only gauging this from people like you, Brenton, from people like my brother-in-law and sister-in-law who've weathered these storms. And I have a few examples of people who've been able to get past the humps where there's a greater appreciation as they've gotten older. You've gotten the foolishness out of your system. You're now trying to build something concrete. Your goals and mission in a marriage have changed. So I wish I could have weathered those 10 years and I could be sitting here right now, not peeing in a damn bucket alone. So.
All right. Thank you. I got a couple more things I want to add to this. Sister, how would you want to allocate a 40-year relationship with 10 bad years in them?
I need my 10 on the back end, at the very end of the 40 years, because I want, because when you think about the first 30, that means you're younger. Like, even if you get married as young as 20, you got, you know what I'm saying, 30 years to just really be young and fun and just, live your best or whatever. And when I think of bad, I'm thinking of like old grandparents where you just can't stand them and you be like your bastard, you keep breathing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I when I think of bad, to where you're not in love with him, but he's become like a family member to you, and so he still means the world to you. You just can't stand his ass. Y'all done seen old people like that. But they ride for each other, and they almost become like siblings. You know what I'm saying? But get your old ass out my face. I'd rather like do that to where all of we've had our best life, and now we're just living our life, playing with grandkids, and hosting family and stuff like that, because we've done the best.
So you want to put some good in the bank. You want to have some stuff to withdraw off of and not have.
Yeah, well, I'm still young enough, and we don't have grandbabies, and we can just live our best life. And by the time the grandbabies and all that come, I don't really give a goddamn if he live or die, but ain't nobody gonna touch him.
That's why I left it open ended, because I just wanted to see where this would have taken you guys. Yeah. So no, I have a couple more things I want to put on this for Kenny. Where would you allocate your years, man?
I agree with Black. I would, if we're gonna have the bad, I'd rather have him at the front end, because I would want to live the other 30. I would want us to be, you know, in our sexy, mature, whatever it may be. We can kind of do what we want to do, you know. You feel me? And get the bad out the way. Let's get that out the way. We struggling, and you know. And let me say this though: struggle love is kind of cool too.
Yes, it is.
I know some people don't. I know most women don't believe that.
They single.
Yeah,
single.
Again, I think Black and I said
no, I agree,
and I said this with my marriage. I think I was most happiest when Bridget and I were trying to figure it out.
Me too,
because all we had was each other. But once you get all that stuff, it's easy to throw that other person away. Say, you know what, I got it. I don't need you. So, for me, I would rather have the 10 bad years at the front end, and then let's ride off into the sunset, and we can do our thing in our older age.
All right, Devin, welcome to this side of the stage now, because I know me and you do not agree to that terminology.
Damn, they gonna push us off, Kenny.
I don't care about pissing off lady. She don't scare me.
Demi said, I want to break mine up some throughout the years. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I love this. I love having this conversation so open-ended, because again, it just gives people where your thought process is, right? So here, y'all know me. I'm crazy. My mind be going. So I'm gonna add a little more to this. Now, would it change your mind if it was a financial problem, or it was infidelity, or you lost a child?
Ooh.
Would that change your perspective then? Because again, does the specificity of the bad years now, does that determine how you want it to?
For me, still no.
Okay.
And for the same reasons, because of what my brother from another up above, my Capricornian brother said. There's some beauty in struggle love, ladies. I'm sorry. Look at Devin's face, like, what the hell are you talking about? But I'm trying to tell you that my marriage was at its strongest when we didn't have a choice but to hold on to each other. So when you get those choices, the financial, it ruined my marriage when money became a factor. And I mean, having money and having things. Now, if you want to talk about losing a child, I can't speak to that, so I don't know it. But to answer the question, I would still rather we if we can survive those three things, I feel like, again, especially if it's early in the marriage, my love, my commitment is going to deepen that if we're able to weather that.
Yeah, for sure. Kenny, would the specifics change your okay?
I would those catastrophic events, I would rather have them early on.
Me too.
Person.
Okay, sister, how you take that?
I would think that losing a child should make you closer.
But sometimes it doesn't.
And if I don't know. I guess it also depends on like the circumstances and if you know how to grieve properly. As far as like financial, when I was like in broke love, I felt like I was always in hustle mode, and I just couldn't be comfortable. Like I was always trying to figure out what I'm gonna do so that I can just be comfortable. And so I never sat well in brokenness. Yeah, I mean, it went okay. Everything like worked out, but me being who I am, and maybe also being a Black woman, because we just got hustle in us. That's just kind of embedded in us. Like when I was broke, I spent all my time trying to figure out how many jobs I could get and still do my kids, and how much I got to pay another babysitter and things like that. And as far as infidelity, if he cheated on me the last 10 years, I don't know, because I probably poisoned him. Because now I need the insurance money. Like, I don't know.
God.
But he couldn't cheat on me in the first 10.
Yes, sir. You cut it off. Huh?
Especially if his brother cute or something. So I don't know. I don't know if cheating would work for me.
Okay.
I don't know. I couldn't do cheating. And because like I say, early years, I would just leave him. And in the later years, I hope you're right with God.
Because you're going to see him quickly, huh? Okay. Well, okay. Well, and here's the thing for me, y'all. The reason why I thought about this is because me and my wife had a little disagreement, and I've come to a place now in my life where I don't want to argue with my wife. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that space in my head. And I asked myself again. I was just being honest. I was like, man, when the good has outweighed the bad, you know what I'm saying? Again, that's clear where your mind is. And I said to myself, I don't even like being upset with my wife for a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's unnecessary energy that I don't want to use because I love her. You know what I'm saying? Right. I want us to have. And so I thought about this, and this is what I felt I would have done, kind of like what Demi said. I would probably want one day out of a week, which would kind of eliminate some of the specificities. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to get, grieving one day out of a week because of a loss of a child. But if I'm going to have my bad days out of 40 years, I probably have to do a day a week or something like that. That way it would be in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want no long span of nothing because again, just think, I didn't even ask this, but I guess I will. After your 10 years, whether it's on the front or the back, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to be back normal? I don't know. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I want that long of a span of the bad time versus the 30 years then, because I just don't. It's just so much that can take place in that amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many things that you can add to that, just for us how people respond, how they take the time that's doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot that could come into it. So I just thought that was really interesting, a conversation that I just love it.
I think it was a great question.
Positivity.
Okay.
She said losing a child, which I have, would allow me to weather the storm. But the best thing I love is money comes and goes. God will provide. There was a time in my life that I was positive. I remember them days.
Say, Craig, how would having one bad day a week change if there was infidelity? Yeah, again,
so she get to sit and spin once a week.
Oh. No, she probably dodging bullets once a week. You boys have gotten my attention now. So no. Again, so that's what I'm saying, Craig. To your point, it's just like, that's why I said it would change based on the specifics, right? Because again, at that point, it's just like, so that's why I originally started with just how would you want to allocate those years? You know what I'm saying? Because we just we know in a relationship it's going to be good and bad. And the thing is that you do want to be in a relationship where your good days are outweighing your bad days, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, right. And if they're not, then you chose wrong.
Right.
And you know the key too. I think this is it's going to be how you communicate. I think the key to all this scenario is how you communicate with your spouse.
Yeah.
During this 10 years of, up and down and just, this roller coaster. So that's definitely.
And Brother Kenny, and I wasn't mature enough. I took the easy way out, and I know.
Me too.
Yeah.
I did too. Yeah.
No, man. So, and again, here's the food for thought, and I'll be done. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put him on over here because he's getting ready for him. This is what, for me, this is why it's very important to choose wisely, and then treat kindly. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yeah, I can do 10 years of financial struggle as a part of my bad days of life. Yeah, it's going to bring some issues, but it's something we can work together through. But those other things, and even as a child, but again, I don't even want to try to fathom that, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, but then the other things, you know, with the infidelity and things like that, it's just like, man, you want to choose a person that you're not going to have to spend the bad days dealing with something that you just don't want to know how you're going to respond to it, bro. So again, that's something to keep in mind, man. If you're dealing with somebody that does not have good moral character, y'all, I don't care how good it is. I don't care how many nickels she done got across her face, as Black said. Y'all just let it go, bro. Let it go, man. What good conversation. I thank y'all for indulging my thought process in that moment. So I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, live from New York, it's Lee Black, and he's coming to you with uncomfortable nickel face love.
Uncomfortable love. Recently on Michelle Obama and her brother's podcast called IMO, in my opinion, they had as guests Damon and Marlon Wayans, and it was a great conversation. If you get an opportunity, take a look at it, support her for sure. I personally really love Michelle Obama, her intelligence, and I think she's revolutionizing the way older women are looked at. But that's another conversation. In this particular segment, Marlon Wayans talked about coming to grips with his transgender son. And he talked about how that when they went through the transition, he said, I actually went through the transition as well. He said, I went from denial to complete acceptance.
You done gone the whole show without this. Now, how you gonna do it on your segment? You breaking up.
Dang it.
You're gonna have to start over, Chief.
Took me a week to get there.
You said he went from, you said.
And then he goes on to talk about how defend them. I'm always going to protect them. I'm always going to respect.
This is a test.
Black,
we got to start it over, bro.
Anybody
we got to
y'all know
ever tell.
Y'all know y'all going on the end of the show, the end of the year, right?
He further goes on to talk about this unconditional love and how when he accepts child, I hope I'm not being disconnected here.
Oh, you are.
He mentioned that he lost people that were small-minded, small-hearted, and self-loathing. So
gone. Look at him. Can't even get it. That's it. Man. Yeah, right.
we got it.
Yeah, we give it to him. He'll be
back. Man.
Yeah, no. So again,
so we know that he got uncomfortable with his gay son. I'm his transgender son.
Right. Yeah. And I need to check that out. I actually saw it come through my feed. I just didn't watch it, but I'm on, with Brother Black. I'm gonna check it out just to see what they were talking about.
Now, what Marlon was on Michelle Obama?
Yeah, on her podcast.
A couple of good shows.
Yeah, she's doing real well.
A couple of good segments, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess she feel like they're not political no more. She can say whatever the hell she wants.
Okay, listen. So listen, you're gonna have to start over from Marlon having his transgender son.
Oh shit. Okay. So let me wrap it up quick. And I apologize. I'm on my phone. Anyway, Marlon and Damon Wayans was on a podcast, Michelle Obama's podcast called about his love and how he says when his son went through the transition, he went through it with him and it took him about a week. And then I was reading his direct quotes because I wanted to attribute exactly what he said. So let me share that with you guys. He said that if that's a mistake in meaning supporting his transgender son, and when we get to heaven and God don't let my child in, I'm going to shave a beard and sneak them in through the back. I'm going to love my baby. I'm a father, and I'm always going to defend them. I'm always going to protect them. I'm always going to want to bring up something that I think is important to us as parents. He says that he lost people in this journey of accepting this transgender son. He said that were small-minded, small-hearted, and self-loathing. And so goodbye for everyone that I lose. I gain 50 more. And he talks about how people who don't accept their transgender children are not exhibiting unconditional love. Now, everybody on this panel is fathers, is parents. So this is not a father thing. This is just in general. And I just had a conversation on Friday coming here with one of my close friends, and he mentioned he's going through some things with his son. And he says that, you know what? I'm going to stop. Sometimes you have to pause and let that child come around. So why am I saying this uncomfortable love? People who deal with transgender, they want absolute acceptance. And yet they seem to be the most intolerant people in the world. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you, I'm not here to judge. And I'm damn sure not going to tell any parent that they don't have the right to love their children. I actually hope that they do. Having said that, I'm also not going to let you denigrate and tell me that if I don't accept their lifestyle choices, that I don't love my child. Because unconditional love does not mean, in my opinion, accepting every decision that your child makes as right. Even if we think of the greatest example of sacrifice ever done in the history of mankind, is when God allowed his son, Jesus Christ, to come to earth to sacrifice his life for everybody else. And for those of you who may not know scripture, as he stood nailed to the stake, you know what his last words was? Father, why have you forsaken me? His father, God, allowed him to suffer unto death for decisions that was ultimately benefiting mankind, but he had to go through this on his own. We as human parents, we don't have to like every decision that our children make. It is okay to disagree with their lifestyle choices, and it still does not mean that we don't love them. I'm here to advocate for the minority because it's become popularized that unless we accept transgender, something is wrong with us. Dwayne Wade and the like would have us believe that God made them that way. I happen to disagree. That doesn't make me intolerable. That doesn't make me love my children any less. My son sucks dicks. I hope he's great at it. God bless him. But that doesn't mean you could do it in my house. And if you chose to bring your boyfriend or lover home, he would have to stop at the door. You can't come in here and suck dicks. Now, what you do on your own time, you're an adult, you can make those choices. And that doesn't make me love my son any less. And so for you people who are spouting this new age realism about transgender, this, that, and the other, I don't agree with it. I'm proud to stand up and say I don't agree with it. That's not me advocating that you don't have a right to live. And I have no right to tell you whether you're right or wrong. Only God gets to judge. But don't you also dare tell me that I don't have unconditional love for my children because I don't agree with their lifestyle choices. And with that said, I'm going to go back to minding my business.
All right, sir. I need you to let me borrow an eraser because I'm going to take everything you said except you talking about your son giving fellatio.
I like how you clean that up, giving fellatio.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
And he said it so eloquently.
Yes, sir.
Because Black said he sucked dick. I don't know what you heard. Like,
oh God.
Here you go.
Thank you, Lady D. Thank you.
Bye. Get your butt on over here. Get your butt on over here. Demi, she said that's why I would break it up. Losing a child, which okay, I'm sorry, would allow me to see how we would weather the storm. Money comes. Oh, did you already say it again?
Yeah, you had already put
my bad. Oh, Craig
she said God will make a way to get the bills paid. That's
yes,
right.
I'm sorry. Craig said something. He says equipment manager. Thank you, Craig. Thank you.
I love you, son. I love you, son.
Equipment manager.
We know, and listen, and he can only love his son the way he can. Thank you.
Right.
after that.
Right.
Yes, sir. Man, great show. Lee Black, when you coming back home, man?
I will be back home on Thursday.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Now, Devin, you see how he does when he goes out of town now.
Well, I thought he wasn't gonna cuss because he's gonna.
I didn't think he was either, Lady D, but so much for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you tell Mama we said hey, and tell her we appreciate her for sure.
Maybe Mama got a hearing problem, you know.
Hey,
she does, but
hey, Mama Black, did he bring you that nasty, stinky, musty draws T-shirt? That's all we want to know.
She asked about those musty women, just so y'all know.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir. Get that switch, Mama, and get him. Thank you, Kerr. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
so
CC.
much. Yeah.
We love
okay.
you.
Well, listen, y'all. It is definitely that time now. It is final thoughts time, and even if Lee's still out of town, he still can't go first. And so again,
right.
So, Brother Kenny, man, thank you so much, sir. What you got going for us?
Oh, I just want to say real quick before the ladies get off of here, CC, I believe Miss Toria is here. And obviously the first lady of the crew, Lady D. I want to wish you all a happy early Mother's Day. Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday, so we won't see you again till next Monday. So I want to give these beautiful ladies their flowers on tonight. I hope y'all have a great Mother's Day, and do what you do. If you want to cuss your kids out, cuss your grandkids out, cuss them out as good as you can. I know Lady D can cuss with the best. So whatever you want to do, man, I want y'all to have a special day, and that's much love coming from your good brother Kendrick. And I also, my last final thoughts, I want to talk about the scenario, brother Brenton, because this was very timely for me on today, because on this day 3 years ago, I lost my ex-wife at the young age of 47. And you brought up that scenario. We were almost married 20 years. And I can honestly say probably the first 5 to 7 years probably was our bad. We probably had more good years than we had bad.
Yeah.
The only problem we had is we did not know how to communicate with one another.
Yeah.
So if I had a do-over, if I could have spun the block, as they said, I would have spun the block with Bridget Annette. But unfortunately, God said no. So on tonight, I dedicate this scenario and dedicate my final thoughts to Bridget Annette. May you continue on your peaceful journey.
Yes, sir.
And we got a new grandson coming. So I'm gonna tell him all about you.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Those are my final thoughts.
Which one? Is it one of your sons or your daughter?
No, it's my daughter.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Tell her we said congratulations.
Thank you. Will do.
Again, I don't normally continue on, but I want to say this because that was another factor in the conversation. You know, how much of your wisdom would you have received if you do it on the front versus the back?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to engage the hard times definitely a lot different if you did it in the front versus in the back, because again, you're going to gain that wisdom. So again, so most definitely always. So yes, sir. Thank you very much. See, that's why we let him go first, y'all, because then here we come with the rest of them. All right, sister, go right ahead.
Positive, and I'm gonna say happy Mother's Day to all my fellow moms out there. And
Demi J, I'm sorry, Demi J, if I left you out. I forgot she was watching.
Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, you can cuss your kids out and tell them you can get away with it because you spent all that time bringing their ugly ass into this world. So they should just let you get away with whatever, because you could have went to the clinic. You could have went to the chop shop on their ass, and you just remind them when they start acting up. And the best time to tell them is on Mother's Day, because they can't say a damn thing. And another public service announcement: women, when you messing with a dude that ain't shit and you think in a few years he might have $5 or $10, file charges on his ass today. Get proof today. That way, if you have to come out the closet in 5, 7, 10 years, you got proof that he wasn't shit. Take pictures of the bruises and the marks. Hell, make a bruise or a mark or two. Fall on the floor 3, 4 times or whatever. Because here you are, broke ass, looking like you 90 and you probably 40, and you ain't got no goddamn money. And the young girl with no ass finna get $50 million. Bitch, you didn't do your job. So I'm gonna need y'all to keep up early, so that way when it's time for you to get paid, you can truly get paid. Thank y'all.
I'm telling you,
and then she gonna say thank you.
Thank y'all. Yes. Thank you so much. That's why again, y'all. If y'all watch this show anytime, that's why Kenny ain't gonna not go last.
You already know.
That's it. Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, sir. Please, thank you so much. All the way in the Big Apple.
Lady D, I ain't even. I love you so. In honor of incoming Mother's Day, I'm gonna keep it real positive, but oh my God. But for the record, I came early. My mom, for those that may not know, she's a Jehovah's Witness, so she does not celebrate holidays. I legitimately surprised her. Walked through the door, and my mom started crying. That was the greatest thing. I wanted to lay eyes on her. So I thoroughly enjoyed my visit. But I want to end even on with for women, and I want to talk about the Me Too movement. I speak so negatively against it, but I want to honor what Lady D talked about, and CC and other ladies have chimed in agreement and how difficult it is. It's a horrible situation. I only despise the Me Too movement because of what it's become. But let me be clear. I hear you, Lady D, loud and clear, and I can only imagine how difficult it is to try to make law enforcement believe in you and to be trying to talk out of it, because this world is slanted towards, the male perspective. Having said that, I want to make sure that I note the world doesn't see you beautiful Black sisters in the way they see Karens. Right. So that's a part of it too. I've always maintained that the most precious commodity that America has is a white woman. So where you get talked out of it, and that's kind of why I despise the Me Too movement and how it's become weaponized, it's because there are legitimate women that right now in this very moment are in abusive relationships, are in circumstances that even if they file, it increases the danger. And I hate that with every fiber of my being, because I'm an old school guy, and I'm that guy that if I saw a woman being attacked, I'm not going to whip out my phone. I'm terrified because I know I would get involved, and that could mean some other situations. Having said that, I acknowledge that Black women aren't seen the same way, folks. It's just a reality. They feel that you can take more pain, more suffering, more whatever than a white woman can take. Even when you go to your doctors and they ask for your pain tolerance, as a Black woman, your 7 doesn't equal that white woman's 7. And for those of you who think I'm just talking racism, I'm talking facts. So as always, I encourage my sisters, my beautiful Black sisters, whatever you are, because don't get it twisted. The shit that I talk ain't nothing like a Black woman. I love you to the heavens, but I implore you, sisters, to be smart, take care of yourself, and put yourself first. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. I piggyback off of what Kenny said, for sure, that we appreciate you all for what you guys are doing. But I'll be doggone come June. Y'all better show that same energy.
Yeah. Now you already know.
Because we work just as hard now. Don't you play around with that.
You already know.
All right. All right. Well, listen, y'all. Listen, I got something to say. So let me put my folks over here. So I have a question for you guys. What would you say when a person has outgrown the stage that they're standing on? When has a person stood on a stage? When do you feel a person they have outgrown the stage that they're standing on, their platform? When would you say that person, this stage is too small for you now, ma'am, sir?
When they sell it out, when they sell out the production.
Okay. All right. When has the stage gotten too small for somebody now? Their platform, they've outgrown it.
Maybe their growth is not a shot at where they were, but maybe their growth just takes them in a whole different direction.
Okay.
And I'm thinking physical. When you become a fat bastard like me, it's time to move on.
He almost got it, y'all. He almost got my phone. He almost got it. He almost got it. Well, I'll say this. There are a few indicators that will let you know when you have outgrown your platform. But here's definitely one of them. Take a look at this.
Jeez.
Goodness gracious. You should have practiced a little bit more before she got her ass up there.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe she just need practice. Jeez. Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir. Listen.
But they want to share the sharp girlfriend. See, she listened to me. She getting them bumps and bruises for when she need them.
Man, she almost look. Oh man, she do almost look like one of the ones he would have smashed though. But yeah, so
no, hey, no, she wasn't light enough.
Thank you.
All right, fair enough, Sam. Well, I will say this. Listen, always be grateful for where you small beginnings. But when you've outgrown the stage, listen, cut the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Take the time to put yourself in a better situation, prepare for greater. Because again, I believe this. This is a small stage for us, and the work that we're putting in. There's going to come a point where people are going to want to hear just straightforward conversations, and we're not messing around, and they just want to hear some truth, and they just it's almost going to be like a breath of fresh air. So we're working we're working towards our greater platform, and it's coming. Yeah, it's coming because people are going to get tired of this foolishness, and they just going to want to just shoot it to me straight, y'all, and no chaser. And I promise y'all, Black gonna be back in his apartment, and he gonna get it to y'all, and I mean it for sure. Yes, sir. So again, y'all stay off them small stages for you bust that head. So it's gonna be all right though. But all right, so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is Devin, that's Black, and that's Kenny. And unless Devin is gone, we will see y'all in 7 days. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.